Tim, I suppose finally the season getting underway. You must be glad just to be getting up and running.
Yeah, really excited about Friday night and getting the first home game, obviously. First time in front of the fans as well. And it's been itching to get going now. And today, a good session. Tomorrow we'll prepare again and just can't wait to get going on Friday. What
do you make of the challenge from Kerry? Have you been looking at their squad, obviously, and how do you rate them?
Yeah, they've got a lot of athleticism in their squad. We've watched them a couple of times. They've got good pace in the wide areas. They've got a lot of good young players as well. So I think they'll be an improved team from last year. And it's a good test for us to start the season to see exactly where we're at, and we can't wait to get going.
Looking at the odds with the bookies, Cork City are very, very clear favourites, very short odds. Do you concur with that? Do you obviously going into the season that you're favourites, but the ambition is to win the league, obviously. But do you expect it to be more of a challenge than the bookies would think?
It's not going to be easy. It's certainly not. We've obviously the only full-time team in the league, and probably the biggest budget as well. So that'll be the reason why the bookies odds or whatever it is what it is. But it's irrelevant if we don't perform to our very best every single game. We've watched every team in the league live at least twice in pre-season, so we've seen a lot of football, and I think a lot of the teams have improved from last season.
Looking at the squad you've put together now, you've brought a lot of new guys in, obviously experienced League of Ireland guys like Jack Doherty and Greg Bolger and so on, and some guys coming over from the UK then like Nathan Wood, and you signed a defender last week as well. Is it a good mix? Are you happy with the squad, or would you like to have one or two more?
No, I don't think. Probably our fans are aware of how good our young players are. We've 3, 4, 5 like really, really talented young players in the academy that are going to be a big part of our squad. So there wasn't a need to bring in 2 or 3 more players because of how good the young players were in the squad. I think that's going to be evident from Friday onwards. There's going to be a lot of young lads involved in matchday squads and starting 11s, and they'll complement the qualities that the likes of Jack and Greg and Sean Murray and that have with the League of Ireland experience, and the other hand, the youthful exuberance, as they say, from the younger lads will certainly add to the group as well.
Are you very impressed with the Cork City Academy? Obviously you're impressed with the guys that you've seen, the young guys there. I assume you're referring to guys like Cathal O'Sullivan and so on. Is that a great reflection of the academy here at Cork City?
I think so, and I think if you look at the players that have left the club in recent years, there's been a clear pathway at the club for young players to get into the first team, and also get moves abroad, which some of them probably aim for. And I think it's a really good place to be. The academy's been very successful, and I think that's going to continue. I've got a close working relationship with Liam Kearney, obviously the head of the academy, and I'm a manager that plays a lot of young players, and the quality of players that the likes of Cathal and Jaden being probably the 2 prime examples of it is really, really high.
Looking then at the league overall, who would you see as your closest challengers this season?
I think there's going to be multiple teams that'll be pushing to try and get promoted this season. I think they'll probably look at Waterford and Galway's situation last year, where John had about 3 or 4 years building in the first division and put a massive squad together, which showed that they obviously had a lot of experience and size in their squad. So I think a couple of teams have pushed the boat out, thinking that there's only one full-time team in the league this year, which is us. So I think a lot of teams have strengthened, and I think there's going to be 4, 5, 6 teams that will be challenged at the top of the league.
And just finally from me, obviously it'll be your first experience, you've been at Turner's Cross obviously, but as the manager of Cork City, to go out there in front of the Cork City fans on Friday night, I mean, hopefully it'll be a good crowd, there should be a good atmosphere, there always is for the opening game of the season. So how special is that for you as a manager coming in?
Yeah, I can't wait. I really can't. We were starved of the fans in pre-season. Not our own fault with that. We lost a couple of games. Again, not our reason for losing them, and we obviously lost the Shelbourne game at home, which was supposed to be in front of the fans. So we haven't had that experience, and I really can't wait to get going on Friday. I think as I've spoken with the squad and the quality in the squad, and especially the young local talent, I think that the fans are going to be in for a really good season this year.
Thanks, Tim.
Jim, I suppose for the day that's in it, you'll be hoping that love will be in the Cork here on Friday night and a big crowd.
Yeah, please God, that's exactly what we're looking for. We want the fans to obviously be coming out in their numbers for starters, but we also want the full backing, which they do, always back the team, and it's down to me and the staff and the players on the pitch to really give the fans the reason to be boisterous and really supportive and excited as well, and get that energy about the stadium when they can feel that something's good's happening. And as I said there now a couple of times, that with the players that we have, I think it's going to be very exciting this season.
Yeah, Kerry obviously finished bottom last year. They seem to have signed well, and they beat Cove Ramblers, earlier this month in the Munster Cup. So I'm sure you had them looked at this stage, and you know what to expect.
Yeah, we've got video of them, and we watched them live a couple of games. So again, as I said, they finished bottom of the league last season. It's their second year going now. If you look at the probably expectations down there aren't to get promoted, so it gives them the opportunity to go and probably play football, expansive, play with energy, play with pace, and probably take a few chances as well. And again, I think they'll be a lot better than they were last season. And again, it's going to be an improved league this year, and it's starting off with a tough Munster derby at home.
In terms of your starting 11 for Friday, Tim, do you kind of have you got it in your head, or can we expect any surprises maybe Friday night?
Yeah, I'm only going to start with 9. No. Listen, listen, we're close. I think we've got a lot of options to pick from, and I think it won't be the case of being a starting 11 and backup players this season. It'll be a full squad, and the full squad will be used, and there'll be different formations for different games, and we'll play players and formations that suit the opposition and suit the maybe the stadium or the pitch, and that's what we have. We've got a squad that players can play in multiple positions as well. It's not just striker can only play as a striker, or wide player only wide players. We've players that can play in different areas of the pitch, and I think that's going to be pivotal as well for us to be successful this year.
How important is it to hit the ground running and get a win on Friday for confidence?
Yeah, it's the biggest thing to try and do is go and start the season with a win, and we're home. That's it. That's a massive plus for us, and that's what we're going to try and do now on Friday. Is we have to play with energy. We have to play with a lot of discipline, and we have to try and capitalise on positive situations on the pitch, or else we get punished.
Yeah, and just the last one for me, Tim. You haven't seen a Cork City goal yet since you arrived. Is that kind of a frustration, or are you bothered by it? And obviously you hope to put that right on Friday night.
Yeah, Colin scored against Pats, and we had a good few chances against Bows on Friday. We have played tough pre-season games, and I think the important thing for us as a group, me being new to the place and a lot of new faces, was the defensive side of things. When we don't have the ball, it's to have that structure, that setup, have the lads understanding how to press and how to play out of possession, because in possession we've a lot of talented players in the attacking end of the pitch. Every team that I've managed have always been high goal scoring teams, and that'll be the same this season. It's just make sure that the other end of the pitch, when we don't have the ball, that we're effective, and we got that. We got that balance as pre-season went on. We played against obviously Shells, Pats, Bows, Galway was the first game out, and it's given us that opportunity to work on that side of things, and obviously collectively on the training ground we're working a lot on the defensive side of things as well. And listen, we probably should have scored 2 or 3 goals against Bows on Friday, and that's just a matter of taking chances when they come, and I've no doubt that will start on Friday night.
Good looking Friday.
Cheers,
Thanks, Tim.
Are you happy overall with the pre-season? I mentioned you lost a couple of games there and things like that. But
Yeah, happy with how it's gone. In the overall look, we've avoided injuries, which is the main thing. You'll pick up little niggles here and there, especially going from astro to grass at this time of year, and the pitch has been heavy, and then onto a firm astro, so that wasn't ideal. And we obviously lost a couple of games that we would have preferred to have played against Kerry and Sligo, and even the Douglas Hall one that we organised that got called off as well. So that was a little bit frustrating, but as pre-season and overall, yeah, we're really pleased.
Just in terms of the players, you mentioned you have a lot of young players that you can use throughout the season, but I mean, your business is done so, or are you still looking at bringing in more players?
It'll depend. I'm happy with the squad. We've a lot of players there, and I think I know I'm talking about young players as if like they're going to be padding the squad up. There's some of them are going to be a major impact from Friday night. The problem is when they get exposed to first team football, we're not going to keep them for long. That's the only issue, because there's going to be clubs across the water in Europe and obviously in the UK we'll look at these kids, and that's why I'm very confident sitting here with the squad that we have together and who we have in the building, because it's been padded up with some really extremely talented young players.
And just on Friday, how were you with the Cork Kerry rivalry? Not to you forget it.
Yeah, it is different code, but yeah, it is. Obviously, it's very very big, and again, it's a good game to start off with. It's brilliant that we're at home, and listen, it's going to be loads of energy. It's going to be very competitive, and it's going to be physical as well. So it's a brilliant game to start the season with.
Just finding out, like, in terms of the season as a whole, you mentioned you kind of the only full-time teams that maybe add a bit more pressure, so that you kind of expected to win the league. So.
No, listen, I think if you asked all the other managers in the league, they'd prefer to be full-time. So it's a positive for us to be full-time, and we have to capitalise on that as much as we can. We get more contact hours with the lads. The lads get to recover more, so we have to make sure that they're as fit as possible and try and use that to our advantage throughout the season.
We've got to win one without the information. The fact that there's 4 monster clubs, is that going to make it kind of extra competitive for you this season?
Well, listen, I think geographically it'd make it a lot easier for us, because the away trips aren't as far as probably they would have been maybe in the Premier Division last season. Yeah, it adds that little separate local derby sort of thing to the fixtures, but on whole, I think it's good to play teams that are close to you and a bit of rivalry.
And in terms of just a Cork City job, in your own head, is it one of the biggest jobs you've had in the game so far? Or does it
It's I've said it previously, and I continue to say it. I say that when this place is right and it's flying and it's positive, there's no better place in the country to manage. It's huge. The fan base is the biggest in the country. It's probably got the best stadium. I know Tallaght Stadium's obviously very impressive as well, but it's the atmosphere. You see the games of the 21s being put down there as well, and in general as a club when things are going right and it's positive nights. We showed the lads a video of winning league titles and cups in the last couple of seasons when John was here, and you could see the place was absolutely bouncing. It's just to show the new players in the country and that wouldn't be too familiar with the club how big it is, and listen, I can't wait to get started and hopefully get positive results and have that place rocking again.
So you mentioned the pathway from the academy through. There's a new under 20 league as well, isn't there? Is that obviously
Yes, the 19s is kicked on another year, and I think that probably plugs a gap for players that mightn't be ready and late developers, so that's a good thing as well. But yeah, as I said, the academy, the way it's conveyor belt of talent have come through and gone beyond, and you see Jaden and Cahill are probably the two that are the ones at the top of everyone's tip of their tongue. But again, you look back to the players that went previously and have gone over and had success, and I've no doubt that the lads this season, I think there's about 4 or 5 players that are going to have a big impact on the first team.
Yes. Have you decided on captain for the season?
Keane Coleman's the club captain, yeah. Keane's the captain. We've obviously brought in more experience in regards to Jack and Sean Murray and Greg Bulger as well, and Greg has fulfilled that role here previously and probably every club he's been at, but it doesn't make no difference to Greg whether he's got an armband on or not. He's still going to be very vocal and very good for the group, to manage the group, and it'll be an additional support network for Keane as well in that role.
Is he the vice captain so Craig?
Depends what day it is. We'll see. Yeah, listen, again, there's no real, like, I think it'll be like, I don't want just a captain. I want everyone. We looked at a video today of the Bowes game, and you've Colin O'Sullivan giving instructions, and information to players, and he's 16 years of age, and we highlighted it. It's how we wanted to play out possession, and he was the one that was orchestrating the press. So we want the whole squad to be vocal and leaders in that sort of way.
Greg will be kind of on-field general, will he?
On field, off field,
His
everything.
own mind, anyway.
He's got he's got that experience, Greg. He's obviously been here before through a very successful period as well. He knows what it's about. He's been in multiple different league winning teams, and he brings that experience to the group as well. And that can only be a positive thing, especially for the younger players in the squad.
Great signing. Tim, you just got anybody talent wise at the Harding Cup?
We were over there, yeah. There's obviously we've watched UCD play. A lot of their freshers would have been playing in that game against UCC. So again, a lot of them players will be involved in the first team as well. So it's a good chance for us to see some of them players in the first year of the university, and they play obviously very similar, same formation and everything else as the senior side in UCD. So and it's also good to look at other ones that are obviously A&M was in the middle of the pitch from our academy as well, and it's good to see other players that are local as well playing.